to protect you from the darkness in your heart. But walking alone in the shadows only hurts the ones we love. Hey, there's miracles in the morning and answers to stolen prayers in an ocean full of twinkling stars. Distance can't keep us apart, no. So please turn the lights back on, so all the stars can shine tomorrow. Shine stories in your heart, there's flickers in your eyes tonight. So please turn the lights back on, so all the stars can shine tomorrow. Shine stories in your heart, there's flickers in your eyes tonight. There's flickers in your eyes tonight. There's flickers in your eyes
What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday and welcome to Glick's House of Music. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. I know I just said that last night. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it again tomorrow night as well. And I'm going to say it Thursday because I'm going to be here. But this is Glick's House of Music. If you're not already, go ahead and check out the rest of the network, as you guys know by now. And if you're new here, Glick's House of Music is part of the Nonsensical Network. We are everywhere on the socials: Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. You can also watch us live Monday through Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and now Rumble. We're swimming in the waters of Rumble. We're gonna hang out there for a little while. It's the newest platform for us to try out. And you can also listen to us anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, or any other various platforms. Just search up the Nonsensical Network. You'll find us. Give us a follow. Give us a like. And give us a share if you'd be so kind. We greatly appreciate it. And if you really want to make it easy for you, just go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. It's right down there at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be scrolling there all night long, baby. That's got all of our links, including links to our merch. Yes, we have merch now. I know we say it every show, but you got to when you have merch. You got to sell your stuff. We got to pimp our swag, ladies and gentlemen. We got to pimp our swag. Anyways, welcome to Glick's House of Music. We had a little rescheduling tonight. Unfortunately, Jay Valor, who was going to be with us, he was flying to Vegas and basically getting off a plane and jumping on stage. He's got a show tonight. So safe travels and hope you have a kick-ass show, brother. We'll see you next Tuesday. We just moved around. So I was kind of up in the air on what I was going to do. So I was like, let me reach out to the magnificent world of Facebook. And this young man that's going to be joining us, you guys heard the first song we started the show with. It's called Flickers. It's by a young man. His name's Brodie, and he's coming to us all the way from New Zealand. So, ladies and gentlemen, Glick's House of Music is now a worldwide international broadcast. I'm going to bring Brodie up. What is going on, man? How you doing tonight, brother?
Greetings from the future. Welcome to a Wednesday afternoon in New Zealand. We're doing all right here and the sun is shining. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, it is, we are living in the past, as you just alluded to. It is 8 o'clock in the evening. It is dark outside. It's beautiful, though. Our temperature is finally starting to cool off. We're coming into fall, and it's a nice 70-something degrees. Rain today, so I'm loving it, man. It's like I've been out on the porch doing the shows for the last 2 weeks because it's finally cooled down weather-wise here, and I'm like, man, I love this. I want I need a porch, like an enclosed porch, so I can do my shows outside all year round.
Sounds great.
So I want to start out, and I want to say first and foremost, man, thanks for coming up short notice. It was kind of a whim. I had other plans for tonight. Had it not worked out that I got a guest on here. But you came through short notice, and I haven't even had time to do my homework. So I'm going to get to learn a lot about you with everybody else tonight, just right along with everybody.
Brilliant. I'm really thrilled to be on here. I mean, music's a beautiful thing, and when given an invitation to enter a house of music, I very seldomly say no.
Nice. If you don't mind me asking, real quick, right off the jump, I know this is kind of a cliche question, but again, I hadn't had a chance to do much homework on you. Do you want to start out just telling everybody a little bit about yourself, music wise, and about you in general?
Sure thing, sir. Sorry. Lunch is still going down the throat. My name's James. I perform under the name Brodie. I live in Sierra Hood, New Zealand.
I think we got a little
Just come out of the
technical.
music project. We all good?
Yeah, you froze. You just froze up for a second.
The internet, right?
Yeah, don't worry. We deal with technical
Okay, so
difficulties all the time.
No sweat. So I come out of a few music projects. There were some really bad things going on in my life. So just as I had found music when I was 17 to escape, I started writing these songs for escape. And out of 20 odd songs, we got down to the 9 that are on the album, including Flickers, which you very kindly just played. And now we're here. The album's been out 24 hours or so. So it feels kind of good to be out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the album literally just came out. It was almost perfect timing. Having to reschedule a guest and then happened to you reach out to me. It was almost perfect timing with the new album coming out, and I haven't got a chance to listen to it all the way through, but I've listened to a couple songs off of it, and I'm liking it. I'm digging it so far. I will say it's in the ballpark. I listen to all types of music. I'm not genre specific, but it's definitely something new for me to listen to and enjoy. And we'll be sharing it with our audience here on the network. As long as it's all right with you moving forward, we'll play some other songs, or we'll play a couple songs tonight as well. But moving forward on the other shows, we'll play some of play some of your music as well.
Of course, go for it. And the feedback that we've just heard is actually very flattering, because there was never a plan for an album. So to hear this kind of feedback is actually very uplifting. So thank you for that.
Yeah. You said that you write from a place of healing, correct? I think that's what you said.
Yeah, a place of healing and trying to find hope and joy in every season of life, even if it doesn't seem very hopeful or joyful.
Nice. I like that. I think I think we might find a home for your music here on the network, because I host a men's mental health show on Monday nights, and that's basically what it's all about. Myself and my co-host We both come from different backgrounds, different stories, and it's about healing. It's our journey of becoming better, better people, better partners to our significant others, better dads. Just being better, and hopefully along the way, helping other men and doing our small part to help erase the stigma with men's mental health. So we might find a nice little home for your music on Monday night.
Sounds like a
um,
plan.
yeah, there you go. How long have you been doing music? I seen on your website. You've done various types of music and stuff like that, but this is kind of your first solo project.
That's right. So I've been in some underground projects here in New Zealand over the years, ranging from pop to heavy metal to indie, which is the road I've gone down now, country, songwriter, EDM even, and I've helped other
Wow.
musicians write songs as well. So there's been a lot of places I've been down since I was 17, and all of them have led to right here and right now.
You've done a little bit of everything. You've kind of dabbled in a little bit of all the music. I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. He specializes in EDM music, and I've never been a big fan of EDM music until him and I became friends, and he started sending me his music, and I was just like, wow, this is actually, I can actually get down with this. This is I can enjoy this.
Hmm. And sometimes as a songwriter and a musician, you've just got to try different styles on, see what fits. I mean, if you look at some of the greatest artists of all time, they all went through different styles of music as well to find what they were good at and what they
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
make. So it's all just part of the journey.
Oh, absolutely. What's going on, Chattersbox? We see you, Benji and Mac. How you guys doing tonight? Um, Speaking of like great artists and stuff like that, who are some of the artists? This is kind of a two-part question for you. Um, some of your favorite artists, and then also artists that inspire you or that you maybe look up to.
Ooh, this could be a long list. The first I ever listened to is a British artist called Robbie Williams, because I'm on the
Okay.
autism spectrum, and that just happened to be the first bit of music I connected with. It was the first thing I could connect to because what you usually listen to as a toddler didn't really connect with me, and there was a lot in my head. So it started there. Then it was on to my mum and dad's music collection, where you had your Queen, your David Bowie, your Cher, and all these other things. Then it got into the likes of Brooke Fraser, who also performs as a Christian musician called Brooke Littlewood. We Are Messengers, Georgia Lines, U2, Springsteen, and all these different kinds of artists that kind of melt together. And there's a lot more I could mention, like U2 and Queen and REM. But we'd probably take up an hour just going into every single musician and every single thing that inspires it. But what I listen for is more the song. What does it speak to me? What are you trying to say? What's the story? How do you tie it together with the music? And the musicians I look up to are the ones that gel them together well and are able to communicate something and actually make it feel a bit human.
100%. You got you got songwriters out there, and I love the songwriters who write, or the singers who write their own music and don't have uh, 45 people writing a song for them. But you've got songwriters out there that, man, their music, it really hits close to home. You really feel it, and in some cases in your soul. And music for me has always been like my outlet for a lot of different reasons. So I like that, and it from what I've listened to so far, it seems like you write from the heart on your music.
Absolutely. And that's really the only way I can write. I'm writing these things wrote these songs coming out of some very bad places. There were things in it that I needed to hear. I needed that bit of a hug. And I find when it comes from the heart, it works. When you're not in it for the right reasons or standard thing, writing from the place that's you, then that's when it's time to get off.
Yeah, nice. Do you write from a lot of personal experiences, or is it just, or is it? And this is kind of something I always ask, or is it a combination of personal experiences and you might be down by the water one day and you get an idea and a line pops into your head and you kind of go from there. What style do you lean more towards in your writing? One of these days they might get the internet that's worth a darn in the world.
Had not long lost my dad to cancer and illness. So in order to be found, you first have to be lost.
Yes.
And after my dad died a few years ago, I was very lost. I spiraled into depression and anxiety. My relationship at the time ended. I was going through anxiety and depression because this was not long after the first lockdowns in New Zealand lifted from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very lost, and I just started scribbling down how I was feeling and what I was going through, never intending to write songs because I was just not in that world for a while. And so a lot of this album is personal experiences and me trying to navigate that journey. And that's where I tend to lean, observing things going on around me. But if an idea pops into my head, I am definitely going to try and write about that and see where it leads.
So is the album basically about your journey to healing? Yeah, you said, and I agree with you 100%. You have to be lost before you can be found 100%. That's something we talk about on Mondays. But is this album kind of your personal journey for you and to healing?
It's observations from the journey, because in some ways it's good to start at the end and work your way back to that place of peace. In the general sense of what I was writing, you were seeing specific snapshots, like Captain and the Kid was about that last conversation with my dad that I ever got to have with him. Fraser is about surrendering yourself and asking for help. Holding Back the Years is about you're not quite okay, but you know you're going to be okay and you can go forward. And other tracks sort of follow that bit of journey, taking the specific snapshots. Because if I were to put every single song on the album, you wouldn't really get the power that songs have.
Yeah.
I like to go quality over quantity. And these 9 songs are sort of the important bits that if you were to learn anything from my journey, these are the bits that I'd want you to know.
That's awesome. That makes it, as your fans listen or new fans come about, knowing that comes from a personal place, knowing that the album comes from a personal place, and they might even relate to certain things. I know what it's like to lose a parent. I unfortunately lost my mother. Now, granted, it's been 14 years ago, I think. Um, but it still hurts. You're never, especially at a young age. You're not ready to lose your parents at such a young age. I was barely into my 30s, I think, when my mom passed away. So it was just like, oh wow, this is not how it's supposed to be at the end of the day. Like, she's supposed to be here for the grandchildren and everything like that. So, I totally get where you were coming from. I 100% understand and can relate on that aspect. It's not an easy feeling. And then with the world being completely crazy at the time anyways, with COVID, and no matter what anybody's stance is on COVID or how you feel about COVID or anything like that, it really affected a lot of people's mental stability, um, in a negative light, because I know, every country was different. We were locked down here to a certain degree in the States as well. Um, but people were kind of lost during COVID. Kind of play off what you're saying with your album. They were lost, man. They didn't know what to do or what to think. So I couldn't imagine going through that and coming out of that, and then at the same time also going through the loss of a parent. That's kind of a double-edged sword right there for you to have to deal with. Um,
Yeah, it
you
was.
have
And luckily, our first
oh no,
lockdowns
go,
lifted just in time for. Oh, sorry.
oh no, go ahead. You're okay. You're okay. We got a little bit of a delay we're playing with too, so we're trying not to step over each other. uh, Kind of surprised. Yeah, no, you're fine. Please continue.
So when
We
you.
got a little bit of a delay
Yeah,
that we're working with as well tonight.
uh,
So
no worries. So it was February 2020 when your dad wasn't going to win his battle with his health issues. We went into lockdown in March, and lockdowns lifted just in time for us all to be able to go spend some time with him, say our bits, and do what we needed to do. I was
mm,
in student politics at the time, helping to mitigate the damage of COVID to tertiary students in New Zealand. And it was not easy to get that phone call.
mm,
And other things fell down afterwards. But that is the big when when that happens, it's hurt. Heartbreak doesn't equivalent until you've lost someone like your dad or your mum or that important person who was always there for you, knowing that they're not physically, and that was tough.
no, exactly. Yeah, your parents. You've been doing the music for a long time. Um, how did your parents feel about it? Were they supportive of you wanting to do music and wanting to be a musician?
Oh, absolutely. The guitar that my dad got me for my 16th birthday is still in my house, and they support me as much as they can.
Nice. Um, what does your mom think about the new album? with you you're kind of I mean you're kind of opening up a
I
lot.
actually don't know.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah, I have no idea because I've been on medical leaves after a car crash, so I haven't been speaking to people that much, focusing
Mm.
on the recovery side. So I have no idea what any of my family think. Some people inevitably are going to have some questions, but I just hope, hey, at least it was more cheerful than the last lot of stuff you put out.
Man, you've you've had a little bit of a rough go the last few years. Um, you just mentioned you were in a car accident. You said you've been in recovery. I'm assuming it was a pretty serious accident you were in.
Yeah, just this past June, I was going to the airport to pick my friend up who wrote Storms Will Pass with me. His name's
Mhm.
Troy, and we've known each other since we were in primary school, 5, 6 years old. I'm turning into the pickup zone, and a drunk driver goes into my vehicle at 80 kilometers an hour.
Oh man.
So a bit of stuff I'm working through from that with physical and neurological injury, but it's part of the journey, and I know God's going to use it for something, and whatever comes out of this, I'm sure there will be a good outcome, even if there's those bumpy seasons in between.
Yeah. No, I love I love that you have a positive outlook, man. Because you know a lot of people, and I've seen this personally. Hell, I've been there at some point. You know, a couple times. It's just like that life is crazy, and it's just too much, and it's just so much easier just to crawl in a hole and go away. So it's refreshing to see you have
Hmm.
a positive attitude and to be looking forward to the future and whatnot to see what it holds. Um, with the album, do you have do you have other artists on there with you, or is that
Well,
all you?
thankfully, so in the crash, it was just me in the vehicle,
Hmm.
but I was on my way to go pick up Troy from
Oh,
the
that's good.
airport. I was literally turning into where you picked him up when all this went down. So thank heavens no one else was in the car.
Yeah, yeah. That's uh, definitely thankful for that. Um, and you know you're here today, man. You're still making music. It sounds like you're passionate about your music, so it sounds like you're still going after a dream. So I mean, that's you can't beat that at the end of the day.
Um, and that's part of it. Is finding that positivity because having gone through multiple traumas and life events like this in a short span, I could just easily go into the rabbit hole. But I know the
Yes.
rabbit hole isn't going to help. The rabbit hole I've seen enough people in my life go down to know that it's not a solution and that as hard as it can be, forward is the way to go, even when life changes significantly. Because the river moves forward and so do we.
Mm-hmm. 100. Oh yeah, 100%. Man, you sound just like me on Monday nights. At the end of the day, um, just change change your conversation up a little bit. I seen during the beginning of the show, you were kind of singing along and even threw your arms up. Are you a wrestling fan, in particular, Cody Rhodes fan?
I actually do follow the WWE. We're in New Zealand, so we don't really get the live events and all that much.
Yeah.
So I basically just watch what's on YouTube. What I love about wrestling, whether you're going back to The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, or the 80s with Hulk Hogan, or the modern day with Cody and Roman, or whatever, there is that storytelling element where
Yes.
every story comes into those matches. There's always that background and all the theatrics that come with it. So I like watching just for that. But you gotta admit, Triple H is cooking at the moment. Like I don't think it's been like this before. We're into totally new territory, and I'm just excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. My son's a big wrestling fan, and I told him, I said, the 80s were the heydays, the late 90s, early 2000s. You had the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars. That was great. And even the Ruthless Aggression era was really good, but it kind of started to fall off. And I agree. My son and I, we do a show together on Thursdays, a wrestling show, and we've been talking about that a lot since Triple H has taken over. Man alive, wrestling has gotten really good again. The storytelling is fun. The build-ups to the rivalries are a lot of fun. And my son's 11. So he's at that perfect age that, him and I really enjoy. We were actually watching wrestling. We were getting caught up on Monday Night Raw right before I came on here to do the show with you. So, it's something nice that him and I can do together. And he's getting into sports. So, we have our moments with sports, but he really loves wrestling. So it's something that we enjoy to watch together and talk about. And that's why I decided, I was like, you want to do a podcast with your old man, and we can talk wrestling, because we sit on the couch and talk wrestling. Why don't we do a wrestling show together? And he jumped at it. So I seen you do that at the beginning of the show, and I was like, oh, we got ourselves another wrestling fan.
Wrestlers continue to grow and develop. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
forward, but it's going back. And
What's
Triple H
that?
has taken it to a new.
Oh, yeah.
I was just saying, yeah, at WWE were not going forward with anything, but they weren't going back with anything. They were more stuck where they were.
Yeah.
And Triple H taking it to new levels. Like, you got The Rock as a heel. You've got Cody Rhodes and Roman finishing their respective stories. You're now here where you've got this new bloodline that's causing massive problems. It's almost like you're in a new era, the next development. And I'm really excited for where Triple H is taking us next, especially based on the recent programming.
Oh, yeah. I agree. It's a lot of fun again. And it's almost back to, like I said, I'm old. I'm an old man, but it's like, it takes me back to when I was a little, not much older than my son is now. And you get excited. And in my early teenage years, the Monday Night Wars kicking off between WCW and WWE, man, you on the edge of your seat because you never knew what was going to happen next. And now we're back to that. We're like, man, even just this past Monday night, I mean, you got Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman tearing the arena apart, and then all of a sudden you get Pete Dunne and Sheamus in the backstage tearing it. And I'm like, my son looked at me, he said, man, Adam Pearce is losing control Monday Night Raw. And I said, this is exactly what they want to do. They're keeping everybody on their toes. They're making sure you're paying attention and that you're not getting bored. Triple H does a fantastic job.
Look out.
Right? What up, Chris? What up with you, motherfucker? I want to ask you, what kind of things do you do outside of music for fun? Like, obviously I've never been to New Zealand. What's it like there?
New Zealand's really amazing to live in. You've got your beaches and your nature walks, and when not dealing with injuries from a car crash, I will go as often as I can just to escape for a while. In Tiaraha, I do a day a week at the Future Tiaraha Trust. We're a creative community centre where we'll help with after-school classes in the performing arts. We do productions, monthly movie nights, which we've not repeated a film in many, many years. Where there's a community resource, so counsellors can book our rooms, and mental health and all that we work with. We do kids events around Christmas time with Toy Story characters and big Christmas tree walks and all kinds of fun things. So that's where you'll find me. Even though it's my job, I take a lot of pleasure in it. Going to church with friends, hanging out with my family when I can. That's pretty much me. And if I'm not with them, I'm here chilling out with Flower and writing music.
There you go. Nice. No, I've seen pictures and videos of New Zealand. It looks beautiful out there. It really does. And it's one day when I'm rich and I'm famous and stuff, I may have to travel out there.
Well, if you do, you got a tour guide here that can show you the hot spots and some of the things down on the beaten track, because what you see in the pictures and what you see in the tourism side, that's only scraping the surface.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, if I ever get rich and famous and I get out that way, I'll have to hit you up and be like, you got to show me around, man. You got to show me the ropes. They're coming to get me, y'all. Wee woo, wee woo.
Someone's having an exciting night in America.
Yeah, right. I live in a quote unquote city, but I don't hear the sirens too often. I'm also kind of tucked away in the back corner of the city, and it feels like the country out here. We get to hear all the critters and the bugs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not very often that you hear the sirens around here. I want to take a real quick break. Take an opportunity to play another one of your songs, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit longer. But I think I want to play Midnight Memories. This is one that I got a chance to listen to, and I like it. I like this one. So we'll take a real quick break. We're hanging out with Brodie all the way from New Zealand. This is off of his brand new album, Lost and Found. And this is called Midnight Memories. We'll be right back here in just a few minutes.
You used to dance with the stars up by the river.
And welcome back to Glick's House of Music, everybody. Part of the Nonsensical Network. If you're not already, go ahead and check us out everywhere on all the socials, everywhere you listen to music or podcasts. And don't forget to check out the rest of the shows here live Monday through Sunday. Bottom of the screen is rolling our bio.link / nonsensical network. It's got all of our links there. You can give us a follow, you can give us a like, and give us a share if you'd be so kind. We greatly appreciate that. Welcome back. We are hanging out with James, aka Brodie, tonight, all the way from New Zealand. He stepped up to the plate and decided to come on and hang out with me for a little bit and allow us to get to know him a little bit more. The album, man, I'm digging it. Like I said, I've got to listen to a few songs off of it. Did you get? I'm assuming you got the opportunity to work with some other artists and have them collab with you on the album, or is that all you?
Yeah, so the way I would, so yeah, I got the chance to collaborate with other vocalists because nobody wants to hear me sing on this. An underground project, you can get away with it, but when you're making this sort of stuff, no, my voice is not exactly very helpful. So through Fiverr, I reached out to different vocalists to sing different parts and different songs. The song we just played, Midnight Memories, was sung by a vocalist in Argentina named Denise Ferreira. And she's very good at those sorts of more rock songs and those more operatic songs. So I would send the very basic rhythm, drums and bass, and then all the effects would be ting 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 ting. I built around her voice. I built it around all that to add something extra to it. And I did that with every song on the album, working with different vocalists to get different broad spectrums of ideas. And then I chose the songs I thought would tell the best story.
Oh wow. Yeah, the young lady in that song, Midnight Memory, she has a very pretty voice. She's got a very nice voice. I enjoy listening to her. So that's another cool opportunity. I mean, that's really cool that you get the opportunity to work with, so many different artists to come together and help you create this album.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful to everyone who sang on a track on the album, whether it came to fruition or not, because, as I mentioned, I'm not the best singer in the world going to pay to get me to sing at Wembley Stadium. So I use the gifts that I've got in writing and production to create the music and bring in the people who are a lot more gifted than me to put them together. And
Yeah,
it works out really well.
I totally get that, man. I joke around and I kid all the time. I can't play an instrument to save my life, and I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so I host a podcast instead. That's my contribution to the entertainment world.
And yet you're here because you love your music and you love all these different things, so you can still find a way to be engaged in that. The world of music, it's pretty much anyone can come through, whether you're a music creator or a music lover. There is room for you in this world, no matter what your background.
Mm-hmm. No, I enjoy the entertainment aspect of what I do, and getting to meet the artists that I get to meet. I specialize in local and upcoming artists. Obviously there's some big names out there that I would love to get the chance to sit down with and hang out with. But I've always had a soft spot for the local music scene and the guys that are the guys and girls that are coming up and kind of doing their own thing independently and whatnot. That's always been something that I enjoyed. So when I decided to start this show, it was like, I'm going to focus on the little guys, the quote unquote little guys, because that's where I generally go to anyways. But yeah, I mean, I would love to get some big names on here down the road. And if the opportunity is presented, 100% will. But I get to enjoy
little
watching.
folks that make the big people big. So,
yup, 100%. But I get to, there's artists out there that you could tell that they've got something special, and that eventually they're going to take off, and I can go, hey, I knew Brodie way back when.
And as soon as we can get to the United States to tour, there's a seat to any show for you and your son waiting.
I appreciate that. Yeah, well, you count me in. I tell everybody, count me in. I'll be there. I would love to be there to support you and see you. When if you're fortunate enough to ever do that, that would be awesome.
There's been some thoughts about doing a live show. Granted, it'll be me on DJ sets because trying to get all these different vocalists to fly into one place is near impossible.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you got vocalists,
and then take that on the road would be very challenging. But there's definitely been the concept here, so we're kind of working towards that, and eventually Europe and the States and other places that I'd love to get to as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, I would imagine it would be difficult. I mean, especially if you got artists from all over the place. You said that young lady on that last song was from Argentina, correct?
So we've got, if I did every single song we recorded, we had vocalists in America, France, Hungary, Morocco, Australia.
Wow.
You start to see how the bill adds up for just flying everybody into one shot.
Yeah. Wow. That would be
and none of
when
us
you're
have
rich
ever
and
met.
yeah,
It's all been
when you're
remote,
rich and
so
famous. Yeah.
if there was ever a way to bring touring and playing a few shows, I would be open to that actually.
Yeah, that would be cool. If you wanted to have live performances, maybe find somebody in the local community that could fill in and I got a buddy of mine who teases me all the time. He's getting ready to drop his first album, and we joke. He's a very good friend of me. He's like my little brother, and he jokes all the time that we joke about his album blowing up and going on tour, and he says, I don't know if I want to be on stage. He's like, I'll just throw you on stage and you can be the face. I'm like, I can't sing though. He's like, yeah, but you can lip sync it.
Yeah, we'll just get you a million lasers and a DJ deck. I'm sure we'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. Yeah. We'll definitely make it happen. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
Oh man. Okay. I feel bad because I was not at all prepared tonight. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared and I'm a little bit better at this. So plans for the future. Are you gonna
good because
continue
I'm
putting
enjoying myself,
out.
and I like how this is just so chilled out.
Yeah. Plans for the future. Are you planning on doing more albums, doing more collaborations and stuff like that? I'm assuming you're probably still writing, even though your
Oh,
album just came out.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I plan to continue doing Brodie as long as possible. This is sort of my main vehicle now. I don't have any other bands or side projects left to go to, so this is me. Plans for the future. I have been looking through the vaults of what else was there while I've been home unable to do very much. We had to postpone some shows in Australia and Asia, so we're in the process of figuring that out later next year once I'm a bit more able to travel. So there's definitely tour. Might get some when music's ready to drop. You'll be the first to know.
Definitely, yeah. Keep me. I tell all the artists, that I get the opportunity to sit down and chat with. Anything that we can do to help promote music or anything like that, feel free to reach out to us. We're of course on all the social media platforms. That's kind of the unnecessary evil or the necessary evil when you do the kind of things that we do, whether you being in the music world or me being in the podcasting world. You have to be on the social medias, man, and you got to be active. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to find one platform and do it well because my brain's still and do it well.
100%. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to where I get to do this show and getting to sit down with people like you and other artists. It makes some social media stuff super easy for me, and it also is kind of my way of promoting you guys. When you drop new stuff, I'm able to throw it up into a clip, or if they've got something coming out, I can make a story and shout them out and stuff like that. Um, and it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm staying busy on social media. People aren't going to forget about us, but then at the same time, I'm able to promote the people that I like and the music that I like and share it out there to people who may not know who you guys are. Come here, you.
That's sort of the good thing about this necessary evil. It helps you connect with people, but it's so hard to work through all the social media and all the rest of the baggage that comes with it. So I'm thankful for any chance I get to connect.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, unfortunately, you got to take the bad with the good. That's one of the big downsides with social media is that there are some quote unquote bad apples out there at the end of the day. So the Brodie the Brodie persona is more of like a you're like the man behind the music, like you're kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You create the you write the songs, you create the music, but then you get all these great artists to sing, just to put a voice to the lyrics that you write. Is that am I right on that aspect, or am I way off base?
I have never heard it called the Wizard of Oz. That has made my day. Like that's actually brilliant. The persona of Brodie, yeah, so the persona of Brodie is basically I'm human. I have my baggage for a sainthood. But if I can use my broken pieces in some way to make them beautiful and help you on your journey, then that's the purpose of the music achieved. Even though it's not my voice singing them, my fingerprints are on them. And that to me is the best way to do it.
100%, man. I love that. You know,
it's okay not to have all the answers.
Yeah. I love that. I may have to steal that quote if I can remember it. If I can use my broken pieces to help, you know, fix your broken pieces. I like that.
Make them beautiful and help others. That's our job's done.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I like that. I may have to write that down. I'll give you credit. Don't worry. I'll give you the proper shout out. That's cool.
Well, don't worry. I'll flick it to you in Messenger when we get off.
There you go. I'll just screenshot it. I've got a little catalog of quotes that I like to use on Monday nights. You know, whether they're quotes that hit home to me that have gotten me through a situation in life, or just something I've read in a book. I'm a big fan of Maya Angelou and other poets. So I have like I'll find quotes and I'll either jot them down and take a picture of them, or if I find them online, and I'll use them on Monday nights at the end of the show, especially if it pertains to a certain conversation that we're talking about when it comes to men's mental health or mental health in general, which, we focus on men. But I'll definitely have to screenshot that and add it to the catalog. I like that. And it, might not make sense to a lot of people.
No.
Yeah. It might not make a lot of sense to a lot of people when I say by Brodie, but eventually one day everybody's going to know who Brodie is, and they're going to be like, how did Glick get this quote years before everybody knew who he was?
I'm in a Zoom. What's up? A package? Right. Sorry.
Got.
Cool. Thank you. Hey, I'm on a Zoom call. That's my little sister and one of the foster kids. Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's okay. I got 3 kids, and I got 3 kids that are 19, 11, and 15, and then we just had my oldest daughter. One of her friends is staying with us for a little while. She had an issue at home, and my fiance and I told her that she could come and stay here. That put her in a better place and a safer situation too. So I totally get that. I get the kids will pop in from time to time while I'm doing the show. You might see the door open behind me, and one of them will pop out here.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory. You said you how long have you been in the doing the foster stuff?
So this is something we don't normally talk about, but happy to share.
I was going to say, we don't have to talk about it.
Best friend's foster mum, Gina, I live on her property in my own little unit, and I'll go up and help babysit the kids so they can get a bit of a break, or they can go deal with the grown-up things, or if they just need a breather. Provided I'm home, I'll walk on up, say hello, and help out for a while.
Nice. That's awesome. As a parent, I totally understand. Sometimes you just need to take a time out and get a breather. Get your breath, kind of reset for a moment. I totally understand that, especially when mine were younger. They were, you know, now that they're older, they're pretty easy. They're pretty self-sufficient. They just kind of do their own thing. Half the time they don't talk to me unless they need something anymore. So reach that fun stage of being a dad.
Well, they find your way back eventually.
Yeah, they always do. And I can't even, I tease them all the time. One of these days, I'm just going to move and not tell you where I'm at. And they're like, we'll track you by your phone. I was like, I don't even know how to track you guys by your phone. How do you know how to track me by my phone? At the end of the day, what in the world is going on here?
I think that's my dog being annoying. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just got to grab flour in. I'm still listening along.
Oh no, you're okay.
Ah.
Yep, I hear the doggo in the back. Pets and kids are always fun.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Hey, I got a dog too. I got a dog as well, so I know how sometimes they can interrupt. My dog likes to wait until, especially when it's just me and her home and nobody else is here. I'll try to bring her out before I start a show. I'll take her outside, whatever, and it never fails. I'll get about a half hour or so in the show, and she's nipping at my elbow or biting at my foot because she has to go outside. I'm like, we just did this, so I didn't have to stop my show. I totally get it, man. You're good. Been there, done that. So with you sound like a busy guy, man. Like you sound like you got a lot going on. Even with like healing and recovering and stuff like that. You sound like you keep yourself preoccupied.
Yeah, and that kind of helps because if I'm left in my mind on my own for too long, it's not helpful. I get very deep into things, anxiety and depression starts creeping back in. So my mind's always got to be on something, which is weird because since June, this is the longest period of time where I've not actively been working and
Oh
not
wow.
actively been able to do very much. So I've had to really fight with that. But I'm finding the good in it. I'm getting to listen to some of these demos, spend a bit more time with family. Under normal circumstances, I'd be just back from Australia having done some shows over there. So I'm enjoying the calm, but it's also making me hungry for when it's time to go back to work and I'm cleared to go. So, like you were saying a minute ago, you got to take the good with the bad. Do I think that this sucks? Being home, not being able to do much, not being allowed to drive. Yes, I'm grateful because of it. And am I going to be able to do all the things I love again eventually? Yes.
Yeah, I totally get that. Being cooped up in the house and starting to let your mind wander. I'm guilty of that. I think that's one of the reasons why I stay so busy doing shows and doing podcasts. I host multiple different shows, but I think that's part of the reason. I work, I come home, do a show. I'll go to the gym before a show. We'll watch a lot of my fiance and I watch a lot of different television shows, and and movies. But if I'm left to my own devices, the stupid voices in my head get to chattering away, and then it's like I'm trapped inside my own mind. So I totally get that, man. Yeah, you absolutely you got to keep yourself busy. You don't want to fall into old habits or bad habits and start feeling down and find yourself, as you said a little bit ago, trapped in that rabbit hole. Because that is not a fun place.
Because once you're in that rabbit hole, it's very hard to get out of it. It takes you 5 seconds to fall from the sky, but it's very painful to try and escape from hell.
Yeah. 100% agree. Yeah, man. It is very hard to dig back out once you fall in there. I tell people all the time, if you have to, pack you a bag, go away for the weekend, but you're not moving in. It's just for a couple of days. You can be depressed, you can feel sorry for yourself, whatever you need to do, but you need to snap out of it as quick as you can. And I take days. I'll take days like that from time to time, but I don't stay very long. I don't stay in that mindset very long. I have a tendency to lean on all the positive that's going on.
Look in the mirror, but you never see it.
Mm-hmm. That's very real. Yeah, 100%. I have a tendency. I lean on all the positive. There's a whole lot a lot more positive things out there than there are negative. To be stuck in that negative rabbit hole, feeling bad or feeling sorry for yourself. But I gotta say, man, all you had a lot going on all at once, and for you to be where you are with the mindset you have, man, that's pretty amazing. That's crazy. It's hopefully others that listen to this and hear this can maybe take that and learn from it a little bit and be like, hey, maybe things aren't so bad.
Well, if you could take your pain to the ocean and let it go, that's great. It took a long time for me to be able to get to this point. And just like everyone who will be listening to this, I've got my ups and my downs as well. And I've had to make friends with them in order those years can't hold you back. And you've got the ability to continue walking forward, knowing that good times and bad times are going to come and go, but you still have you, and you still have hope and joy and faith in things. That's a beautiful moment. And you don't know where the rest of the journey's going next, but you're pretty chill figuring it out in those seasons between seasons.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like we've talked on the men's mental health show. Life is like a book, and just because one chapter ends or you have a bad chapter doesn't mean that's the end of the story. Bad things happen. Bad things come and go at the end of the day. The good stuff will come back around. Sometimes you just got to go through trials and tribulations.
Really well. Yeah. The course of Storms Will Pass actually sums this up really well. I'm afraid of the changes and that goes to my heart. The little things in life are all I have. Time makes you older. Faith makes you stronger. But it's just a moment. These storms will pass.
I think I've used that before. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I think if anybody can pick up anything from tonight from having you on here is that it's things do get better, man. I mean, you use Brodie here as an example. Uh, when you guys are going through it, he came on here and shared his story with us, and losing a parent and in a car accident that
Marty will be picking us up after school for you. Okay.
Both of you.
Yeah, Marty will be picking us up for you.
Okay. You want to go get the?
I had one in my book bag.
You don't need it for school.
No. So that one's on the table. So once she brings Austin to her tomorrow, she's gonna grab it.
Okay.
And I also got all my homework done. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had homework. Good job getting your homework done.
I'll be in the house upstairs if you need me.
Upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Love you. See? I told you. It never fails. they always pop in at least once or twice during the show. But I'm glad he got his homework done.
If it fails, then we are all human.
Yeah. Well, usually I'll pick him up from school. I'll be like, yeah, homework? Nope. And then he'll get ready to go to bed and he'll be like, oh, I got my homework done. I thought you didn't have any homework. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Yeah.
At least they got the homework done in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I can't give him too much because I'm thinking, oh, he's in his bedroom, he's playing Xbox, he's watching YouTube, whatever it is he's doing. No, he's in there doing his homework. He just wants to come home from school and go outside and play with his friends before he does anything else. I'm like, and I'm not gonna give you too much grief at the end of the day. I remember being an 11-year-old boy once upon a time. Barely. I mean, I'm getting up there in age. Barely, but I remember being an 11-year-old boy. I know what it's like. You want to go play with your friends and run around the neighborhood and act crazy.
As you do.
Oh man.
Wow.
What kind of dog do you got?
I've got a border collie named Flowlin. Flowlin, come in. Want to say hello? So I've got not sure how well you can see. I've got a border collie here.
Oh. Yes. Hello, puppers.
She's a bit camera shy, but pat her long enough, and she will stay in place long enough for you to get a quick snap.
Yeah. I was just saying, we have a pit bull mix, but she's old, fat, and lazy. All she does is lay around and sleep, and then she'll get up to eat. That's about the extent. Every once in a while, I'll get her riled up and running around the house, but that usually only lasts a couple minutes, and then she's tapped out and she's out of gas and she needs another nap. So, I want to before we get ready to wrap up, I want to play one more song here, and then before we get out of here, I always like to ask my guests if there's like any last thoughts or anything like that they want to leave everybody with, or if there's like a quote that helps them, that they think that might, there's a quote out there that's helped you get through that you think might help somebody else get through. Going through good times, bad times, whatever.
Oh yes, there's one that instantly comes to mind. This is a cappella song we do at the centre when we've got kids shows and bits and bobs on, and it's very applicable here. Our her is love, and if you give it away, it'll always come back to you. Love is like a magic penny. Hold on tight and you won't get any. But lend it, spend it, and give it away. it'll come right back to you.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That is really cool. I definitely like that. I do want to. I'll play the song and then I'll do my little spiel. The next song I have off the album is Nowhere Now. I like this song. This was one that I think it was the first or second song. First or second song I listened to, and I like this. I like I like the music behind it, and I like the singer's voice. A lot of times, singer I'll resonate towards their voice, and I like this the artist that you got on this one. So we'll play the song and we'll come back and wrap things up and all that fun stuff. Get my buttons here in order.
Regrets about the past. Those memories were built to last. As I leave it all behind, and I headed for the light. But in the rear view mirror, this life is so much clearer. As I take the highway drive, you say I don't need to fear. This time I'm closing the door. I've gotta find what I'm looking for. There's no reason to stay. Distance will be hard. Please don't cry because I'm gone. I'm still in your heart. Just know I wanted this for so long. So take a star and let it shine. It's time to say goodnight. I'm not coming home again. I'm not coming home again. This time I'm closing the door. I've gotta find what I'm looking for. There's no reason to stay. I know
Hell yeah. What are we here? Oh my God. What are we?
Nothing like a 9:30 at night ice cream run. All 4 kids just came out of the door. I was like, "Where are you guys going?" "Yeah, we're gonna
Sounds
go
like a
get ice
plan.
cream." "Yeah, we're gonna go get ice cream." Okay. Oh man, Brodie, again, I want to thank you, man.
Welcome to
I know,
2024.
yeah, right. Welcome to 2024. Yeah, man. Hey, gonna go get ice cream at 9:30 at night. Go get ice cream at 9:30 at night. I guess they're gonna bring me ice cream, so I ain't complaining. Uh No, Brodie, I want to thank you, man. You came up on short notice. I didn't know what to expect. You are awesome. Super talented young man, and I really hope for the best for you. I hope for a nice, bright, shiny
Been a
future
lot of
with
fun chatting to you.
yeah. I can't wait to hear one day you'll be on tour here in the States, and hopefully I can get up there and get out there and see you. But no, man, your story is inspirational as all get out. It really is. You might be the first artist that I've had come up here that um, the show went in a different direction. It felt like a Monday night, but I loved hearing your story. I'm happy to see where you are now, man. And I want to say welcome to the nonsensical family, brother. I'd love to have you up again another time down the road. If future projects coming up or anything like that, let us know. Let us know what we can do. If there's anything we can do to help promote it and share it, but we'll definitely the door's open for you, man. You're welcome back on. You're welcome back here on the House of Music anytime. Uh-oh, I lost him. I think he had a little glitch in the matrix over there. It happens. Um, no, that was a really cool interview. I definitely didn't know what to expect because it was very short notice, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The man has a very inspirational story. Here we go. Here he is. We'll get him back. Little glitch in the internet.
Sounds like it.
No, I was just saying, I really appreciate you coming up. Excuse me, on short notice. I loved hearing about your story. It's very inspirational. Um, it's a true testament that eventually every storm runs out of rain, and you are definitely a welcomed member to the nonsensical family. You're welcome back. I would love to have you back again in the future, back on the show, and talk about any upcoming projects or shows or anything like that. And if there's anything that we can do, just reach out to me on social media if you want me to promote some music, promote some shows or anything like that. Just let me know, and I'll gladly share it out onto our socials as well.
Of course.
Speaking of our socials, I'll throw this out here.
It's been a really fun afternoon, and I can't wait to chat to you again soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Definitely looking forward to talking to you down the road. I'm actually, if you're okay with it, I'm going to start doing a new thing that's part of Glick's House of Music. Artists who put out new albums. A former guest talked me into it. I've never really done reaction videos, but I'm going to start doing full album reviews and reactions, and I'm going to record them live, and then they'll be up on our social and everything like that. So if it's all right with you, I would love to do the same thing to your new album. There we go. Nice. And we'll be playing your music on here as well. On the different shows. We've got 8 different shows on the network, and they'll be playing on at least 6 of them. So those are the 6 I host. So they'll definitely be played on there. So we're going to do our part to get your music out there. But yeah, man, I wish nothing but the best and success to you. And definitely look forward to talking to you again down the road.
No worries. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, brother. Have a good afternoon. Yeah, afternoon. Yeah, have a good afternoon.
And you have a great night. We'll see you in the future.
Yeah, exactly. That was as I was saying, what a amazing young man right there. I do hope nothing but the best for it. But I do appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully enjoyed the show tonight. It was last minute, so huge shout out to Brodie. Like I said, you know, Jay had a gig, and I hope he's killing it. He'll be back next Tuesday. Next Tuesday we'll have Jay Valor in the building. You guys have probably heard some of his music on here already. He did the collaboration with AJG, who was on last week, Knocking on Heaven's Door, which is a killer song. We've been playing the hell out of it. Check out the rest of the shows. Mondays is Men Caring for Men. It's a men's mental health show. Tuesdays is Glick's House of Music, which you just watched. I'm hanging out, interviewing up and coming local artists and hanging out and having fun and getting to know them and allowing you guys to get to know them and hear some of their music as well. And Wednesdays is What the Fuck News. Tune in tomorrow night. Brand new episode of What the Fuck News. If it's in the news and it makes us say what the fuck, we're going to talk about it. Thursdays, every other Thursdays, is Cash's Corner. When I'm not doing Cash's Corner, I may be doing my album review shows. Or you can find me over on Another Shot podcast for their Thursday night, what are they calling it? Thirsty Thursday sports show or something like that. We'll be making college and NFL picks and predictions and all that jazz. Friday nights is, whose argument is it anyways? Or Blaze and Jay's Nonsense and Chill, I think is what they're calling it. They're watching movies and stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm not in that loop. On Saturday nights is the coup de grace. It is nonsensical nonsense. It's unhinged, unapologetic. The lunatics take over the asylum and run wild. And we do a little thing called the Open Door Challenge. Basically, we drop the link in the chat. And if you guys want to come up and hang out with us, all we ask is turn your camera on. And please don't show us your wiener and or your dirty butthole. I hate that I have to ask that, but I do. Nonetheless, at the end of the day. Sundays, we wrap the week up with Unnecessary Roughness. It is your kickoff to kickoff show. It is football. It is NFL. We're making picks and predictions. Myself and my co-host, Derek Wayne, former guest of this show. Go check out his music, Derek Wayne Douglas, on all them socials. And then we also got Jeff's Garage on Sunday. So there's a lot of options here. So you guys check us all out. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Live shows Monday through Sunday on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble now. And you can listen anytime, any place. Wherever you listen to podcasts at. All at the Nonsensical Network. Or simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. At the end of the day, be good. Or be good at it, baby. That's all we can ask of you.